Hello and welcome to Mangatora 96, and today we're going to talk about One Piece. Today's topic will be the guy who possesses the first Logia that was introduced in the story, the guy who was Luffy's first opponent where Luffy couldn't do jack shit against, and the guy who has a serious problem considering how much he smokes. I'm of course talking about Smoker. This video will be in the same style like my Straw Hat discussion videos were, where I will go over Smoker's personality, his role in the story and his combat abilities. Now let's start with a brief overview on who Smoker is. Smoker, the White Hunter, is a marine officer and the commander of the G5 Marine base following the treason of his former superior, Vergo. He was first introduced as a captain in Lockdown, where he made his mission to capture Luffy and was later promoted to the rank of Commodore due to the events in Alabasta. At some point during the timeskip, he was promoted to the rank of Vice Admiral. Smoker is a seasoned marine soldier and famous among his organization for his loose cannon tendencies and a rebellious attitude towards even his superiors. Many times in the series, Smoker comes in conflict with his higher-ups, usually due to disagreeing with their methods of upholding peace and justice by covering up the truth or not crediting those who deserve it. Even sometimes benefiting to his reputation, such as an award or promotion, will cause Smoker to lash out against top brasses, especially if he feels like he didn't earn it at all. However, Smoker does show interest in climbing up the ranks, if only to widen his authority to act freely. Unlike many other Marines in One Piece, Smoker does not follow the rule of absolute justice, following his own personal code of justice instead, which he later preaches to his subordinates Tashige. This perception of justice allows Smoker to be flexible regarding who he can view as an ally or not, depending on the circumstances and what he witnessed during them. The Straw Hat Pirates are perhaps the biggest example of this, as whenever they meet, the Marines and the Pirates often have a greater enemy in common, so Smoker lets them run free or even outright joins forces with them for the sake of saving innocents. However, as a Marine, Smoker frequently warns the Straw Hats that he will arrest them as any other time in accordance to his duty. Smoker is an extremely serious and gruff man and has very rarely been shown to smile, if at all. He is often sharp and cautious towards people who came off as a nuisance to him and gets irritated at silly or stupid antics that disturb his peace. However, he is profoundly dedicated and driven to protecting innocent people and his subordinates from harm. Smoker treats his underlings with the same respect as his peers and never abuses his position for selfish purposes. Unlike several high-ranking Marines, despite his somber manners, Smoker does seem to have a benevolent personality, particularly regarding children and civilians. Smoker is mercilessly against pirates, usually taking a straightforward but efficient approach in capturing them. He is dedicated to the pursuing of global justice against criminals and never forgets those who forsake the law and manage to escape his grasp, though he recognizes that not all Marines are as noble as their image suggests, nor should all allies be trusted blindly. Smoker holds a rather cynical worldview that makes him question even the Marines, considering the existence of traitors within their ranks a likely possibility. He also does not trust the Seven Warlords of the Sea despite their status as employees of the world government, as he believes them to be nothing more than pirates. According to him, once a pirate, always a pirate, meaning that Smoker rarely leaves them to their own devices. This is exacerbated by the fact that Smoker has confronted no less than 4 different warlords for various reasons, often for knowing too much about their machinations. Smoker tends to hold grudges towards pirates who have escaped him to the point of ignoring other notable pirates in his way. For example, he recognizes Portuguese the Ace, a member of the Whitebeard Pirates, and was ready to confront him in battle, but after Luffy unexpectedly interrupted them, Smoker, as soon as he saw Luffy, barely acknowledged Ace's presence and started chasing the Straw Hat captain, who he considers his primary target ever since their scuffle at Lockdown. It is worth noting that Smoker's interest in Luffy goes deeper than just that. Smoker has witnessed parallels between Roger and Luffy, such as a defiant smile in the face of death, as well as seemingly miraculous luck. As can be deduced from his name, Smoker is an avid smoker, almost never being seen without at least one cigar in his mouth. He also instinctively prefers to walk around with his chest bare, doing so even after having his mind transferred to the body of a woman. Smoker seems to have a hobby in rock balancing. As such, he does not seem to like when people make too much noise around him, as he claims that it breaks his focus. Smoker has a close relationship with his subordinate Tashigi, who is always dutiful at his side. However, he appears to react very harshly to her mistakes, and sometimes thinks of her as a sorry excuse for a soldier. Despite this, Smoker has shown that he trusts her judgment, encouraging her to just follow her own sense of justice in times of doubt. When Smoker needs to be absent himself during a mission, he puts Tashigi in charge of his other subordinates, also putting trust in her strength. After the events of the Alabasta arc, Tashigi could not contain her frustration for needing the aid of the Straw Hat Pirates in order to apprehend Crocodile, especially after Smoker praised her efforts throughout the whole ordeal. Smoker thought Tashigi was brave for being able to acknowledge her own weaknesses, urging his other subordinates to follow her example. It is worth noting that Tashigi's powerlessness regarding her encounter with Crocodile was one of the reasons Smoker declined the promotion an award meant for them capturing the warlord. As Smoker felt that this was an insult to her honor, he has a strong desire to arrest Luffy, dating back to when Luffy was about to be executed by Buggy in Lockdown. Smoker saw the smile Luffy gave off to mirror that of Gold Roger 22 years ago and considered Luffy to be a potential danger to the world. Smoker has always wondered why Dragon would rescue Luffy in Lockdown until Sengoku made it public that Dragon is Luffy's father, which intensifies Smoker's thoughts about Luffy's dangerous potential. Ever since witnessing Luffy's smile during his aborted execution, Smoker has been relentless in trying to pursue Luffy and arrest him. Despite Luffy ordering Zoro to save Smoker from drowning after escaping the rain-based casino, Smoker still had the ambition to someday capture Luffy, only recouping him by letting him go that one time. Smoker is even willing to go as far as to the New World to capture Luffy and has waited 2 years for Luffy to finally arrive. Smoker is Luffy's longest running marine adversary to date. Due to Smoker's desire to apprehend Luffy for such an extended period, he seems to have learned of Luffy's habits based on the various encounters with him as well as information from news reports. Smoker was able to correctly predict Luffy's desire to go to Raijin Island due to the log post pointing at the island being the most turbulent, fitting Luffy's reckless nature. Indeed, Luffy was originally planning to go there, were he not diverted by a distress call from Punk Hazard. Smoker was also willing to enter Punk Hazard to pursue Luffy, despite the government placing the island off limits. When he finally saw Luffy for the first time in 2 years, he immediately attacked him despite Smoker being stuck in Tashigi's body due to lost ability. He was also very embarrassed when Luffy laughed at him because of his peculiar situation and became infuriated when Luffy refused to battle him in that condition. Due to this situation, when Law and Luffy allied with each other and defeated Caesar Clown, Smoker once again let Luffy go. Luffy himself does not appear to hate Smoker. In fact, he even admitted that he liked the Marine, much to Smoker's annoyance. During the Alabasta arc, the Straw Hat Captain ordered Zoro to save him when they were escaping the flooded Rain Diner's secret chambers, solely because he didn't want the Marine to drown. Still, Luffy used to be rather afraid of Smoker due to having no reliable way to counter his logia abilities, leading to several pursuits where Luffy desperately attempted to shake off Smoker and his forces. Smoker is a formidable combatant, as on top of his sheer strength, his Logia Delphrut abilities set him apart from most marines of his rank. In Lockdown he was on the verge of arresting Luffy during their first encounter and would have succeeded had it not been for Luffy's father, Monkey D. Dragon, interfering. Before Luffy came, it was said that pirate activity in Lockdown had dropped significantly since Smoker's arrival, a testament to his competency. Smoker is one of the few marines who has ever beaten Luffy, the other being the two high-ranking Admiral Aokiji and Kizaru, as well as Sentomaru, although Luffy was injured at the time. As a result, Luffy resorts to running away from Smoker every time he spotted him, where Luffy could not use Haki yet in those times. Smoker's skills in pursuing and ensnaring enemies are regarded as top-notch, being the source of his White Hunter moniker. Luffy being the first person to ever escape his clutches is what sets him to fearlessly tackle more dangerous seas. After the time skip, Smoker and his crew managed to capture several pirates who were liberated from Hody's control at once. During his time on Punk Hazard, he managed to give Law, a warlord of the sea and part of the worst generation, a hard time in combat before he was ultimately defeated. He also fought his peer Vergo on relatively equal terms despite Vergo's superior mastery of Haki. It is worth noting that in this particular confrontation, Smoker was focused primarily in retrieving Law's heart from Vergo's possession instead of defeating him directly. Even after having his mind switched to Tashigi's body, Smoker managed to strike Luffy to the point of surprising the Straw Hat captain, who wondered how Tashigi had gotten so strong since 2 years ago. Also, despite not being in his original body, Smoker easily defeated some of Caesar's subordinates through his normal skills alone. Smoker ate the Moku Moku no Mi, a Logia type Delphrut that allows him to create control and transform his body into smoke. He can manipulate the smoke's density even to the point of solidifying it, allowing him to hold and constrain others with it. Like most Logia users, he can fly by turning his lower body into smoke and propelling himself like a rocket. He can use his smoke to surround his opponents, to trap and or bind them. Due to smoke being a gas, it has high maneuverability and irregular movements, allowing him to easily cover the battlefield in smoke as his opponents pointlessly try to escape. Once his smoke is surrounding his enemies, he can increase its density, turning it solid and restraining his victims. He can also use his smoke as a blunt weapon. He can shoot powerful jets or smoke at his opponents to strike them with great force. Using his smoke powers, Smoker can power up the engines of his motorbike, the Billower bike, for on-land transportation. Before the time skip, Smoker was not able to use Haki, although he had some knowledge of it. This put him in a disadvantageous situation against the warlord of the sea, Boa Hancock, who had mastery of the ability and could counter his Logia abilities. During the time skip, Smoker was promoted to Vice Admiral, confirming that he can use Haki. He can use both armament and observation Haki, but he is nowhere near on the level of a master. With this, I covered everything that I wanted to cover about Smoker in this video. And that will be all for this video. If you like this video, leave a like, leave your thoughts in the comments below, or subscribe to the channel for more One Piece content as well as other manga content, and until next time, take care.